everybody, and happy Monday. If you're here with me in the Discord, YouTube, Kick, X, or whatever else, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. For some reason, Discord is not streaming this morning. Very strange. Don't really get it. Oh, there we go. Finally. There we go. It's working now. Good. Good old Discord. All right, let's see who we got with us this morning. We have Luna, Tim, Hockey Shane, Bob, Jay Lush, More MB1, SW, Ron's Funk, Jay Prowse, TW, Skunk, Ape, Cube, Ferrari, Phil, Silent NW. Good morning. Ribs Mod, Crypto Trades, Richard Harris, Scott H, Paulo Santos, Rock Solid Results, Savage, Paul Yoon, Freddie Rivera, Easy, Steve B, MG, Brian S, Dips. Good morning. Zen Scalper, David, Kevin, Guy, I Love Leather, NYC, Enrique, Kirk, David Wild, McGruff, Matt, Buck-a-Luck, D Best. Good morning, everybody. Kick is just loaded right now. What's up, everybody on Kick? A lot of... Hello, everybody on Kick. That is way too many people. Oh, my God. Thank you, L Rap, Amateur Genius, Jared W, Scott Martin, Jimmy. Good morning. Well, does anybody know why this happened right here? Anybody know what caused this? Anybody know? Happy Monday to you, L Rap. Dump it open. Yeah, China Nvidia. There you go. TW got it. China news about Nvidia with their monopoly case. Apparently, they violated the monopolistic laws in China. Not a good time to be an Nvidia player, but we've already kind of retraced that move in Nvidia. We're only down 3 points. Here's the move in Nvidia. But we've already retraced about half of it. But today's gonna be a pretty boring day as far as news goes. We get the Empire Manufacturing for September due out at so let me just look over here. Yeah, Empire Manufacturing is gonna be out in 20 minutes. We get the 3 and 6 month bill auction later today at 11:30. So really not much. There's gonna be people rolling out of the contract. We're looking at the open interest. We're looking at still the December contract only having 42,000 open interest versus the September contract still having 273,000. I'll be curious to see how that updates overnight tonight. Yeah, Tesla is crazy. Tesla, I was talking about maybe hitting 400. We're already trading above 425 now. So there is big news in prop firm stuff today. Right over here, have something special. Right here. I think I gotta move that down a little bit like that. I want to make it bigger too. That's better. That seems fair. But that is the big news on the prop front, I should say. That is, you can see right here, Lightning funded. That is Tradeify. So Project X is back with Tradeify, where you can have Lightning funded growth or advanced accounts. Very exciting. I know a lot of people were talking about they want to trade on Project X. Well, now you can on Tradeify. And it is 30% off right now, I do believe. So if you want to get Project X, not a bad deal. If you're interested in that sort of thing. You can do all the lockout stuff, manual lockout. You can do all the same settings and everything. Position brackets, copy trading, all the good stuff, right? All the goods. So very exciting. If you like Project X, you can get it today. And I don't know how long the 30% off will run, but probably as good as it's going to get for a while. Unless you're watching Tradeify TV where we had that flash sale for 35% off. But if you missed that, you know, 5 trading days to get a payout is the lowest amount you can do now on the Lightning funded. The consistency rule scales as you take payouts. So I think by your third payout, it's 30% consistency by your third payout. I think it caps at 30% consistency. 40% one time for Project X. So there you go. So if you want to use Project X, you get 40% off code RIPS on the very first one. Is Apex still 8 days? I thought Apex was 7 days now for a payout. I'm going to do a giveaway tomorrow for Tradeify. Not today, though. Is there a way to copy trade on Project X all the different props under one lead account? No, not that I'm aware of, no. Do not think that is possible. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that is not possible. Like this right here is connected to, oops. See, it's connected to Tradeify right here. So I do not believe that is possible. That sucks? Why does that suck? You can with TradeSyncer API to Project X. Interesting. What's his recommendation on rolling today or wait? No, definitely not today. I would just wait. Because if you're looking at like... You can just look at the chart. How much volume did we have in this candle here? 265 contracts, let's see. Maybe you can make an argument for rolling today if you really, really wanted to. Holy smokes. Something. Everybody just got very loosey-goosey there. Don't know what's happening. On the quarter of the hour. That's crazy. They just pulled a bunch of liquidity. No idea why. No idea what's happening. I mean, they tapped into a new high, I guess. What was that? They had one contract trade at 162 quarters. And then everybody just scattered. So the highest trade was... Oh, here we go. So something about TikTok and China trade deal. He's going to speak with President Xi on Friday. Yeah. So there you go. Chad Curran has redeemed 50K Tradeify growth account. What is your username on X, Twitter, or Discord? So I can send that to you. All right, let me find you here on X. Get you that free account. Remember, if you're not watching over on Kick, you actually get freebies just for tuning in on Kick. You don't have to do anything. Like Chad Coran just redeemed a 50K Tradeify growth account. Didn't have to pay anything. All they had to do was tune in and watch the stream. That's it. It's one of the benefits of watching over on Kick. Tremendous benefits of watching on Kick. It's crazy. You literally don't have to do anything. It's kind of nuts. All right, there you go, buddy. Just sent that to you. I'm still on the U contracts myself. I'm probably gonna roll tomorrow. I think it's fine today. I mean, I might end up rolling today, but we'll see. I'm not really like juiced up on trading today, to be honest. Like, I don't really think there's gonna be that many opportunities. It feels like very gambly today. So yeah, I mean, you can, to be honest, you can pick either contract. I think it'll be fine. I think we have enough liquidity in both contracts now that either one you choose to trade. Dude, Meta just got clapped super hard. That was weird. Oh, because of TikTok. Yeah, that's what it was. Yep, that'll do it. Apparently I had my kick up overnight and walked into my office and already heard your beautiful voice. I was bugging. Well, what if I was actually just in your office hanging out? You never know. I could have just been in there. Just walk in your office and I'm just hanging out. It's kind of like a range day. I mean, we'll see what happens at the bottom of the hour, but again, like, I'm going into the day like being like, yeah, I don't really care. We trade, we trade, we don't. That's how I feel about this week in general. FOMC is going to be interesting. I think it'll be very difficult to trade. What do we have after FOMC? What do we have on Thursday? Jobless claims and what? 10-year tips, which we'll already kind of have the information from FOMC. And then Friday's dead. Friday looks like it's like a holiday. Like there's really probably no point to even trade on Friday. Nothing doing. Well, contract expiry, obviously. All the options, the monthlies. It's triple witching this Friday, so it's gonna be, again, not an easy week. If you go into this week being like, I'm gonna try to make $1 million, that's when you're gonna get clapped. If you go into this week being like, dude, don't really care if I trade or not, I think you'll do well. You gotta be careful though if you do trade FOMC this week and you've never traded it before. Extra careful. Going for new all-time highs here on NQ. You can see how thin it is too. Let me actually load up on Bookmap. I want to see the NQZ. Wait, where is it? The hell? Where is it? Where did they hide it? The hell? I just opened it up in a tab and now it's... Oh, there it is. Wait, hold on. What in the world? There we go. Yeah, I think tomorrow's probably better. Why is this all jacked up? So weird. Yeah, tomorrow's probably going to be better for the Z contracts. I think tomorrow's like safe. What a great melt up since April. Yeah, it's insane. You think we're in a bubble? PE ratios are too high? I've heard that one for a very long time. You can say we're in a bubble. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are back. We are back. What's happening? New all-time highs, right back down. Still not seeing this as anything that I'd want to trade. All right, coming out in 2.5 minutes. It is the Empire for manufacturing data, which is not really going to move the markets, but might give us a catalyst. Today is a huge day at work. iOS 26 is releasing. Let's go, people. It released a long time ago. Long time ago. Released like 3, 4, 5 days ago. The public release wasn't out until today? Really? I think I got the RC like 4 days ago. At least. I think I got it last week during the conference, yeah. I got the gold beta? Huh. All right, 90 seconds here. Let's see if there's anything to trade. Excuse me. What's that? Let's see, what's the expectations on this? 5 versus on 11.9 for the Empire manufacturing, so let's see. Let's see how it goes. Very thin book here. 45 seconds. Yeah, Empire manufacturing out at 8:30. Nvidia was China news. Talked about it at the top of the call today. They violated some monopolistic laws. Definitely some squozing people this morning on the tape. Here we go. Let's see. Good luck if you're going to trade this. Tesla, you saw Elon's filings. $1 billion worth of shares. I think he has 500 million shares now of Tesla, if I'm not mistaken. Negative 8.7 versus a 5.0 estimate, so negative on the Empire manufacturing. New orders down heavily too. Prices paid down, good for inflation, sort of. Thank you, Morale. Appreciate you. And diving into AI trading bots built to pass prop from challenges. Curious, do you think those bots are game changers for funded accounts or just extra complexity? Would love your take. That sounds like a horrible idea. Terrible idea. I would never use something like that. It's ridiculous. You should be using that time to pass your evaluations to hone your trading skills. You shouldn't be trying to look for shortcuts. That's not what trading is. You're trying to build a skill that you're gonna have for the rest of your life. Like right now, like there's a bunch of other streamers out there that their only source of income is pushing prop firm affiliate codes. If prop firm affiliate codes went away, I would have no change in my income because I can actually trade. You know what I mean? Like, you should be trying to learn to trade, not trying to look for shortcuts and weird like little things. Rips, isn't Project X a top step proprietary platform? No. So we pulled back. We had a new high. Now we're pulling back. There's still plenty of liquidity in this September contract, but nothing really that I'm seeing that's tradable still. Folks looking for that easy button. Yeah, trading will never be that, unfortunately. Missed the whole Project X gig. Care to share when you have a sec? What would you like to know? Project X is now available for Tradeify. So you can trade any Tradeify account now on Project X. Right now I have 5 Lightning funded accounts on Project X. All set to copy, but there's nothing for me to trade this morning so far. First account that you buy with code RIPS, 40% off. After that, it's 30% off. So not a bad deal. If you like using Project X, I haven't used Project X in a long time. But if you like using Project X, get straight to funded, skip the line, don't have to pass any evals. All of your trades matter. You can get paid out in as little as 5 days. Kind of insane. When did this happen? Today, here and now. I'm breaking the news to you. At this moment. That is Tradeify. Correct. This is like blowing your mind right now, huh? Do you see this? Tradeify. Is this blowing your mind right now? Guess maybe I should have it like that so people aren't as confused. But then we kind of lose the... Maybe like this. Maybe that's better for everybody. $40 doesn't work on the Lightning accounts. It's only for your first account. Yeah, I mean, you can see right here, Lightning funded. There's only one company that has something called Lightning funded. So. That's it and that's all, baby. Guess I can move that up too. There you go. Sweet. $150K is excluded. Well, nothing I can do about that. But either way, you want to use Project X or not. If you want to use Tradeify, whatever you want to use, Tradeify has it all. What's your view on the rate cut and market's reaction? I'm more concerned about the press conference. What is he going to say for the rest of the year? Are we going to get 2 more cuts? Is he going to say that this is it firmly for the rest of the year? Are we going to have dissenters and even 1 cut now? So there's a lot of information that we need to have on Wednesday that's kind of gonna guide our hand going into the end of the year for Q4. Dude, again, this is so crazy. Looking at this book, just like pull all these orders is just so weird for absolutely no reason. Is it happening on? No, it's not really happening. Kind of is still. Tomorrow will be much cleaner because we will be on the Z contracts tomorrow, as far as I know. Quick scalp, 24,155 to 24,150. First trade of the day. Love it. Very nice. Yeah, the book keeps clearing out. It's just, I don't want to, unless there's like some really clean price action, I really don't want to trade my personal account on this. Is the consistency enough for your size of trading rips? Lightning funded, I mean. So on Lightning funded 150K accounts, the profit target is 9,000 for the first payout. You can reach that in as little as 5 days. 9,000, 20% consistency rule, 9 times 0.2 is 1,800. So 1,800 is the cap that you can make per account per day. If you nail that per day, you can get a payout in as little as 5 days. Then the consistency rule jumps to 25 with the payout and then dropping to $4,500 for your second payout. So you can make it whatever you want. And then 30% for your third payout. What's the difference between Lightning and growth? Lightning, you can start trading a funded account day one. There is no evaluation phase. Every single trade you take counts towards your payout. So I prefer those accounts. Trade is pushing the Z contracts. Yeah, I'm going to trade them tomorrow and roll over tomorrow. But yeah, I love the Lightning funded accounts because every single trade you take matters towards your payout. And that means like I don't have to waste any time in the evaluation phase. We're going to have more liquidity coming into the market probably towards the top of the hour, but even still. I mean, really the day is going to be shaped around what the options players are going to be doing in Tesla. People are going to still be pushing out of the money calls. We'll see. Be careful on the consistency rule for Lightning accounts. A big trade makes it a lot worse. Very easy to solve that. All you have to do is flip contracts to get yourself back to the level that you need to be. Extremely simple to solve that. There is no way that anybody can't just solve that instantly. Very simple. So on the 150K Lightning funded, the maximum that you can make is $1,800 per account in a single day. So what happens if you make $2,500? All you have to do is flip contracts. Click, 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 click. Super simple. Takes less than 5 minutes. Very simple to solve that. I'm guessing that's the S&P contracts there, fat guy? Yeah. Because that's way too many contracts for that to be the NASDAQ. The maximum number of minis that you could do on the 150K is 12 now. They dropped it from 15 to 12, which is more than plenty. What do I mean flipping contracts? Put your contract to 1, click buy, click sell. Click buy, click sell. Your P&L will drop down to what it needs to be. How to add trading view to my Tradeify. Pretty sure you can do that with CQG or Tradeify. Looks like strange bookmap today. Looks like they keep clearing out the book quickly and then back in. Yeah, it's indicative of it being roll week. I wouldn't think too much into it. I know what the spread is. I was asking if the little yellow number near the dashed line. No, that's the last. That's the last tick in the tape. That's how many contracts were traded at that price level. It has nothing to do with the spread. It shows you the number of contracts that were just taken and how many contracts have been conducted at that level if it still remains at that level. What's up, Jess? They can ban you for flipping contracts under the microscalping rule. We had that conversation last week with Brett Simba himself. He said they don't prefer that you flip contracts, but if you must, you can. He said, we don't have a rule against it. No, however, we do not encourage that. So the only time that you should be using it, let's just say that you have $2,400 in an account. Just select 2 or 3 contracts. Click buy, click sell, click buy, click sell. You should be back under 1,800 in no time if you have the 150K Lightning funded. Yeah, just be careful with locking your account out at profit targets. That's where it can get tricky. Yeah, be careful with the auto liquidate function. And if you want to auto liquidate, that's fine. but also be careful with it locking yourself out. But it's exciting to see the industry continuing to grow. Will be an amazing day when Project X adds alerts. Does it not already have alerts? I guess not. I thought it did by now, but I guess not. Yeah, liquidate, but do not lock. That's a good advice there. What's up, Victoria? How are you doing? No trades yet today. Just been chilling. Nothing really fitting my criteria here. So I think this will rip to the upside. If there's some positive news that comes out, breaking news headlines, maybe. We're continuing to hold in this higher area, but anything can happen off the open here. 15 minutes to the top of the hour, I think we'll get some more clues about the price. What's up there, Kyle? Yeah, the less you put the pressure on yourself that you have to be taking trades, the easier it gets. You don't have to always be in a trade, you know? We are holding above 150 right now. Still very slow as far as the market goes. Some liquidity up there at 157 halves. Google's moving. Microsoft, very small bounce here off the lows. Meta trying to recover after that TikTok news that came out. Nvidia about halfway through its recovery from that flush at 178. What's your take on back testing? Have you been doing a lot of it? Still doing it? Once I got my edge trading as a work, it became really boring. I'm curious if you still do that. I think back testing is extremely important. Otherwise, you can't really come up with a strategy that you can have confidence in. And it's good to, you know, if you find your strategy having issues, go back and start back testing it and see if it's still there, especially with like the last 3 months of data that you have. So yeah, back testing is important for sure. There's not a lot of great back testing tools that I'm aware of. I mean, TradingView, just doing it raw dog is probably your best bet. Whenever I live stream, I always feel like I need to be in a trade, to be honest. Yeah, just relax, baby. You need to be in a trade, go on Yeet and spin some slots. FX replay is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing that does it like the way I'd like to see it, like auto magically, you know? TradeSyncer any good? I've not used it myself, but I've seen other people using it. It seems to be pretty good. I just haven't really looked into setting it up or anything. They reached out to me 3 or 6 months ago and I never really followed up. Did I play Yeet today? I have not played since we had that big win. What's up, Andrew? With Project X, you don't have to worry about failing copier. Yeah, I mean, same thing with Tradeify. Tradeify's built-in copier is lovely, except for the random times where it spazzes out and drops your copier. That's what happened to me on Tradeify with Tradeify. It was the final day of trading them to get a payout, and it just, for some reason, in the pre-market session, it was totally fine. I didn't change anything, didn't touch anything, and then off the open, the copier was removed for absolutely positively no reason. So, do you know of any copy trader that copies between accounts from Tops of X and Tradeify? I think TradeSyncer does that. I have no idea. Pretty sure. Are you tracking your all-time wins and losses with Yeet? I was gonna do a spreadsheet next week. We'll see. Or next week, next month. I don't like copy trading direct with Tradeify. It doesn't allow ATM. Yeah, if you're using ATM, you're gonna run into issues, obviously. But I mean, there's workarounds. Just click it. I used to use Replicanto and NinjaTrader, but trying to copy 20 accounts with Replicanto gave me personal issues with it, so I stopped using it. What's going on with the algos this morning? It is because we are in roll week. And it's the day where it's like this split volume between contracts. So that's why we're having such wonky price action. Nvidia more downside from here? No, I think it was sort of an overreaction on the news. I don't think it's as bad as people will make it out to be. So I think that Nvidia will likely recover. And if we see Meta recovering from the TikTok news, I think we'll probably have a pretty bullish day, but we'll see. It's contingent upon what happens in Tesla as well. S&P just made new highs, looking for 6610, but you look at that, the order book just being completely wiped out like that is just crazy. You're still trading NQ9. I'm not sure what the 9 is. I trade the NASDAQ futures. Not sure what the 9 is. My Tesla 2026 Leaps ad in April. Holy, yeah, there you go. That's why it's awesome being a Leaps trader. Oh, September, maybe, yeah. I'm still on the September contracts, yeah. The U's, it's HMUZ, HMUZ. We're on the U's still. Tomorrow we'll switch over to the Z's. Yeah, I know by the letter code. HMUZ, HMUZ. HMUZ. I did not roll yet, no. Pump or dump post Powell rips. It really is all contingent upon what he says. I could see it going either way. I just hope that there's clean movement so that I could possibly take a little pop shot during the conference. Last FOMC, I think I made money. Or I was up money and then I over traded and gave some back. I can't remember what it was this most recent one, if I was profitable or not. When was the last FOMC meeting? I can look at my broker statement from that day. Anybody remember the date? I'll look it up right now. Was it in Hula? When was last FOMC meeting? Let's see. It was July 29th. So let's see if I have... $4,600? Does that seem right? A lot of trades too. Yeah, I made $5,200, $600 in fees. That seems pretty accurate. If it was on July 29th. Let me see. No, that does not make any sense. It would be on the 16th, right? July 16th. July 16th, what happened on here? Let's see. I made $2,200 with $1,400 in fees, so I don't know. that was the case July 16th. Market is still pushing up here. The 30th? There's no way we had an FOMC on the 30th. July 30th? Was it really? Why would it be on that Wednesday? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Really? It was on the 29th. Wait, what? Huh. Why was it on the 30th? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Let's see what happened on the 30th then. I made $59.81 after fees, $63.80 before fees, $3.99 on fees. So I don't think it was on the 30th. The first, dude, nobody knows. I give up. The 1st of July, the 29th, the 30th, the 16th, the 14th, nobody knows. Oh, jeez. July 29th. Okay. Oh, decision July 30th. Okay. So July 30th. Let's see. I made, yeah, $59.81. So I must have done well that day. I didn't trade that much either. $399 in fees. Can you negotiate fees with AMP? Yeah, if you have enough volume, sure. 100%. They are self-clearing, so you can do anything. World's your oyster, baby. Do you think it's easier to make money with poker or trading? I mean, if I play poker with a bunch of retards, it's going to be easier than trading. If I play poker with a bunch of sharks, it's going to be equal or harder than trading. I would prefer to play poker with a bunch of retards. Personally. That's just me, though. Prediction? Probably just wait for Yeet, personally. That's what I'm thinking. Because I don't think we're going to trade that much today. Been getting trailed out every move. Not going to stick around in this mess. See y'all tomorrow. All right. No worries. Thanks for hanging out. Based on your X was the 30th W's in the chat for crushing FOMC 6415. Yeah. Okay. So on the 30th, after fees, whatever I just said, let me see. The 30th. Said 6415. I actually made 63.80. So for some reason, 64.15. 63.80 minus 3.99 fees. It was 59.81 is what I made. Full port beekeeper on Yeet. I want to do that. Maybe some blackjack. I don't know. I want to play a lot of pragmatic slots because I feel like those are the ones that have been paying the most. If you're trading 1,000 lots with AMP, do you get special perks? I don't know. They have me capped at 100. I'm sure I can negotiate that they could give me like 120, but I don't have a use for that right now. I rarely ever put on 100 contracts in the first place. I have to be doing something extra, very special to be doing that. It's a lot of money, dude. 20K for every 10 points is unreal. It's crazy. Get on the wrong side of that, it's ugly. So if you had to choose poker or trading to make a living and only be able to do one, which would you choose? If I could play only poker with a bunch of retards for the rest of my life that had a bunch of money, I would choose that 100% of the time. If I could only play poker with a bunch of sharks, probably pick trading. I would love to only play with rich retards in poker. That would be the dream. Problem is, that's not a reality. Beekeeper was lit. Dude, telling me. Right back down now. Still nothing. I haven't taken a single trade today. I'm just kind of hanging out with my internet friends right now, you know? Triple R poker tour. Rich, retarded, and what's the third R? Rich, retarded, and isn't that how Dan Bilzerian made his money playing poker with a bunch of rich guys that like poker? Maybe. Possibly. Trading against retards is the real dream. Never gonna happen. Yeah, no. Good luck with that. I wish. That'd be so dope. I wish we could trade against only people who trade prop firm evals. That'd be the sickest thing in the world. That would be so dope. Although I'd have to like relearn how to trade because I wouldn't understand what they were doing half the time, you know? It's like winning the lottery, yeah. All right, we are 2.5 minutes from the top of the hour now. 2.5 minutes. Trade against the influencers, dude. That would be the dream. But again, like I wouldn't know half the time what they're even doing, so I would have to relearn how to trade around them. Be weird. Be interesting, I think. No, there's actually a bunch of retards that play in higher stakes. Like, dude, there's so many bad poker players in super high nosebleed stakes. They're rich people who want to have the thrill of playing with pros. You will make a course ever? I'm thinking about doing a Bookmap course or something. Order flow, Bookmap, something. I just haven't had any time to do any of that. But I plan on doing a lot of things in Q4. You're going to see a lot of things coming out in Q4 that are going to be dope. With my channels, with my socials, with products, with things. It's going to be pretty dope. So Q4 is going to be great. You know who the fish is when the game only plays when they play? Yeah, I mean, most games out here in Vegas, most of the private games will run all the time. And they're private games, so the people who get into those games are really wealthy businessmen who don't have the skill to hang with the pros that are running those games. Rips, you would be good as a sensei coach. What's a sensei coach? Gambling Discord on that agenda? Maybe. Just a teacher? I mean, I've tried to, teach people patience on this stream every single day. Try to get people locked into patience and being patient in their trading. We are still pushing up here, looking to sweep these highs. We are 15 seconds away from the top of the hour, so it'll be interesting to see what happens up here. I remember watching the owner of Cirque du Soleil, who's a billionaire. Yeah, Guy Laliberté. He's a great guy. Super great guy. He's so funny. Like when he used to play high stakes against pros, like he would beat them in a pot and be like, "Oh, here, just take the money back. I don't really care." Crazy. Did I ever sit with Doyle? I don't think I ever got the chance to play with Doyle. I think I may have like met him, but never like actually sat and played with him. I played with a lot of legends though, like old school legends. Went to the beach for a week, came back to beach rips. Did a night in Atlantic City for my anniversary, kind of a half joke with the wife while we were already at the beach house, and clean house at the blackjack table. Very nice, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think I've actually ever played poker against Doyle. So it's a shame. One of his books was one of the first poker books I read. Super System. You read that book now, it's like, wow, this is ridiculous. This is so bad. I played a lot with David Benjamin, actually. Tons with him. What's up to Family Griffin? Yeah, there's just still, I think we'll probably have to wait for the open. Let's get those likes up for YouTube so we can trade the open together. We just made a new high on NQ here. What's going on in the S&Ps? How far away are we? Oh, we're doing it. Yeah, we're actually doing it. So must have been a lot of people shorting this contract that are rolling out of it. It's crazy. Have I ever played with Patrick Antonius? He played at the table next to me in Bobby's room, but I don't think I've actually thinking if I've played with him. My friends have all played with him. He's an incredible poker player. No, I was gonna play a mixed game where it was him, Blaze, God, God, what's the other guy's name? ODB, David Baker, whatever his name is. I was gonna play a game with him when I was playing at Bobby's room. This is like 6 months ago, and I ended up not sitting in with him because everybody's like, dude, you're gonna get crushed. You're playing a mixed game with these guys. You're just gonna get smoked. If you want to go donate 100K to the table, go for it. But yeah, never played with Patrick Antonius, but he's a legend. Yeah, I know, like old dirty bastard. Yeah, ODB. I think it's OBD. I don't know. I played with Phil Locke. I've played with the Unabomber. I didn't even recognize that it was him when I first played with him, but I posted that on my story. When I first moved to Vegas, I was playing a tournament and he was playing against me. I played with his partner, Jen Tilly. That's televised poker match. Tom Dwan is good, yeah. He used to date a friend of mine, and then he also was roommates with a friend of mine, so. I've never played against him. I'm still not in any of this. I just grinding higher and then rejecting, so. Meta's still coming down. Nvidia is still kind of tussling around here at the 50 EMA. Nice, there you go, Nhen. Thank you for the 4-month sub. I hear people saying I played against Ribs. There's gonna be some cool stuff in the poker world in Q4 coming out as well, too. I'm excited about Q4. Esfandiari, I've never played with him, met him tons of times. Never played with him, though. Can't thank you enough for the auction theory advice over a year ago. Order flow with that had kept me consistently profitable. Thank you, brother. Nice. Give it up for Mitch. Way to go, man. Zombie rally day incoming? Maybe. If there's enough people short in the September contracts, it could create enough movement, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Just see what the market wants to give us. I'm going into today with absolutely no bias and just want to try my best, you know? What are the numbers we're trading at in the NQZs? 24,400. That's really not that big of a deal. Yeah. Actually, it looks pretty clean, so wait until tomorrow to roll. Auction theory is the way to go. All the top Robbins traders use it as well. Yeah, if you want to read a book on auction theory, Markets and Profile, Mind Over Markets, they're not easy reads, but they will definitely be eye-openers for your trading if you've never studied that before. Highly recommend it. Daniel Negreanu, yeah. Have I played with him? I've hung out with him. I don't think I've played with him. Last time I was shooting at Poker Go Studio, we're yapping it up. He had just won one of the PGT events, and I was filming. It was like either cash flow or no gamble, no future. Turned 26 on Saturday. Glad I found Rips fam relatively early in life. Grateful for the education every morning. It's been great trading with you all. Nice, man. Dude, 26, very young. You got so much trading ahead of you. Just take it slow, baby. Have you ever traded with Jaquarius Robinson? No, but you know, my legal name is Jamarcus McLesterson. I haven't played with Jaquarius, but I'm trying to think. No, never with Jaquarius, no. Never played with Justin Bonomo. He's mentally off the rails. That guy is weirdo, bro. I actually, you know, I played on Poker Stars with Bonomo way back in the day, but like not over the board OTB or whatever you want to call it, IRL. What do they like? I know chess is OTB. I don't know what the term is on poker, so I always just call it OTB. Warris, what are your thoughts on making new all-time highs and not having previous market data to the left? Some people say it's a 50-50 because there's no past market data. Nope, that's wrong. Options flow, brother. Look at where players are positioned in the options chain. There's real liquidity much higher. Is there a minimum buy-in at Bobby's room? Depends on what games are being spread, but for the private games, they go as low as like a 5K buy-in. But you have to, you know, you can't just walk in and play the private games. You have to ask the game runner. They do some vetting on you, see if you're going to be good for the game, and then there you go. Live poker, yeah. Yeah. Riley, that's funny. What do you think about the giveaway with us, Market Clubhouse? The giveaway codes we gave you are still valid, so you can use them and offer them in your community. I have a ton of giveaway codes that I will be giving out this week. Definitely look into that. I just haven't traded on your prop firm before, so until I have the time to do that, I'm reluctant to give out anything or attach my name to it. I'm sure your firm is great because I've heard good things about it. People have talked about it, but I still need to give it my own vetting before I do that. You ever trade Power Hour? Of course. If it's good, for sure. My whole MO with trading is that personally, I'm trying to be limited in how much exposure I have to the market. Because I have a long-term portfolio. I have leaps in that long-term portfolio amongst other things. But, you know, you could be a PM with that. With my day trading, I'm just trying to get what I can with a high hit rate and be done for the day. Some days that's going to be a couple $1,000s. Some days that might be 5 figures. Some days that might be 6 figures. Maybe one day it'll be 7 figures. Maybe if we get like 200 contracts open to us on AMP. But trying to make $1 million trading NQ futures in a single session is like, you got to put on some size, man. Tradeify is 40% off for the first one if you use code RIBS. Anya, that is correct. Just moved the kick from YouTube. How do you like it? You're going to start earning channel points right away. It's cool. I think Tradeify added Project X as a platform. Yep, we've been talking about it all morning. I have 5 Lightning funded accounts right here, ready to go. I haven't traded on them yet, but there we have it. 40% off to use code RIPS. For the first one, 30% off after that. Yes, indeed. Kick is just way better. I agree with you 100%. It really is. It's the nuts, baby. Kick is the nuts. We have about 21 minutes here until the market opens. 20 minutes. See if we can nail any trades off the open and then shut it down for the day. Spin some slots and call it an early day. This week is going to be a very interesting week if you didn't know. We have FOMC on Wednesday. That's going to be the FOMC rate decision, where we expect to see unanimously all members of the FOMC committee to vote to lower rates by 25 basis points. Given that is what everybody is expecting, we are going to be pricing that in the futures contracts this week. However, we are going to be looking for clues as to what Powell will say during the Q&A, as well as his statement, to see where it goes from here. So, a lot of information this week is going to be given to us by Papa Powell. We can use that as well as the MGI, market-generated information, to guide our hand to make the best probabilistic odds to take trades and make money. If you take it slow and you're calm this week, I think that you could do well. If you try to rush things and push yourself too hard, I think you could end it yourself and this week in ruin. So let's try to keep our wits about us this week, champions. I want to see everybody winning this week. Let's go for that. Let's try to be smart. That is correct. It's also rollover week, which means triple witching. We have the quarterly contracts expiring for futures. We have the monthly contracts expiring in options. That will create a mess of volatility, which can go either way. Very tight and constrained price action, or loosey-goosey all over the map. The point of the conversation is, if you pace yourself this week and you survive this week, you will earn your stripes as a trader to be ready for the next one. And as you do this more and more often, you will get better at it. And that's our goal here together on this stream, is to be better and get better. The gamma levels are tracking going into the end of the week. I do have some that I've shared on the morning memo. They've actually been there for quite some time, especially the ones in the NQ, which I think for the September contract, they could absolutely be tagged on FOMC. So this is also one of those tricky things where we have to wait for a lot of liquidity coming to the December contracts to start really nailing those levels. So what prop firms are you currently using? Tradeify, Apex, what is it? Funding ticks. I have an MFFU account to trade that I haven't gotten to yet. My own personal account. I think that's it. TPT, funding ticks, Tradeify, Apex, MFFU. I don't think I'm leaving any out. What platform do you see the options chain for the NQ? You can use something like Options Analytics if you want to pay for it. But if you don't want to pay for it, you can sign up for an account, and I think you can just deposit like $100 into a Schwab account. They have great options tools. You can also hit up like Tasty Trades and see what their minimum deposit is to get access to their tools. So a lot of different options to see options. AMP Lightning funded, yeah. The AMP Lightning funded account only costs $100,000, but you also get a $100,000 balance for that, which is lovely. My favorite account. Why do you not trade on Top Step accounts anymore? I traded on Top Step for 2 years. You have my review on Top Step. I think they are a fantastic firm. I will always highly recommend Top Step as a firm. I traded on them for about 2 years, had zero issues trading on Top Step. So my goal of this stream is to evaluate other prop firms and see how they're doing and deliver that message to you raw and in the form of, is this a good opportunity for you to be using as a trader? If you ask me about Top Step, I will always say highly recommended. I have nothing more to offer on a review for Top Step because I used them for at least a year and a half. What's your take on the movement of cryptocurrencies with the anticipated Fed cut? You're going to see a lot of the same movement in the NASDAQ that you're going to see on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in betwixt sort of a safe haven for cash, but it can be a disruptor as well as a leading or laggard sort of indicator for what the NASDAQ and the S&P are going to do. But generally speaking, if crypto is bullish, you're going to see a lot of NASDAQ 100 companies also being strong during those cycles. Good morning, Rips. Good to see you, buddy. How are the tables treating you? Great. Good to see you, George. For my live, I'm using AMP with Sierra Chart. AMP is really good with low fees, and Sierra Chart Denali data is great. I've never used Sierra Chart recently, but I've used it way in the past. Everybody always asks, what platform should I use? Find a platform that works for you and your trading style and go for it there. Highly recommend that you spend time finding a platform that works well with how your brain processes information. Hey Rips, I've been at this for 3 years and still haven't found profitability. Any advice? Stick with it. Don't worry. Stop trying to rush it. I struggled for my first 3 years in trading. Years 4 and 5 were probably the best. Like, I love when you're building a company, the come up is the best part. When you're building a project or working on something, the come up is the best part. When you finally reach some sort of level of success, that doesn't really last as long as like the grind to get there. So if you're still not profitable after 3 years, give yourself a lot of credit for sticking with it and being resilient, because it's one of the hardest things that I think that you're going to have to do. As far as like, there's obviously like manual labor, which is extremely difficult, or, suffering through something else is extremely difficult, but just stick with it and pat yourself on the back for having resilience. The more market exposure that you have, the more your brain is going to start to pick up on patterns and understand things more and more. How much did it take for you to get this good on futures? I think being good on futures was a byproduct of trading equities and options. I also trade a lot of crypto. But markets tend to move in very similar passions and patterns. I used Bookmap on equities before I used it on futures. I used Bookmap before a lot of people even heard of Bookmap. I started sharing it with a lot of friends in equities and back in COVID time in 2020. And it was just funny to see like social media, like start posting about it more and more. But I've been using Bookmap in equities before I used it for futures. Obviously, Bookmap was created for futures products initially. And then they opened up to equities a little bit more. But I think that my you can argue whether or not I do have skill in trading. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching right now that think I suck at trading, which is fine. Couldn't care less. But I think that the skill that I have as a trader today comes from myself kind of varying the products that I traded. So equities, options, crypto, and also futures. Bookmap is a game changer. I do agree. For some people, it's just, be too much or they'll get distracted by it. You always want to find something that works for you and you only specifically. What's up, Amateur Genius? What is exactly you're looking for before you execute a trade in a few words? It's a loaded question. I don't really think that I can simplify things because I trade so many different setups, but one of the easiest ones that you can trade is a break and a retest. For instance, just using kind of this as a high here, breaking, retesting that, finding a lot of bids stacking up underneath that area, taking that long, or, sweeping that liquidity high, coming back, retesting, finding a lot of overhead supply that they don't want to take, and then taking that lower. So break and retest is probably going to be your easiest bet if you're looking for a setup that you want like quick and easy, All right, I'll be right back and then we'll have the market open here. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are back. We are back. Market is still just kind of dancing around these all-time highs. Be curious to see what happens at the open here. Was there news during that London sharp pullback? Yeah, Nvidia news. That was all Nvidia right there. We are still pushing up. We're also seeing the same thing happening in the S&Ps here. A lot of topside liquidity, 14 points away in the S&Ps. I did not roll today, Saka, but I will be rolling tomorrow. DX feed or Bookmap data, I use Bookmap and Rhythmic. Rhythmic is my redundancy, Bookmap data is my main. Quick question, if I'm looking to hold my trades for longer, let's say 30 minutes, should I filter my Bookmap settings to see less of the similar orders or just more the orange-red shaded areas? Just put a TP and a stop loss and just let it work. Ignore the noise. If you're trying to hold your trades for longer, just ignore the noise. I don't care how many monitors I have for trading, 1 or 4, I will always find room to have Bookmap heat map up. I love that. Kick is lit right now. I see something here. We number 1 in the trading. Almost. We can get 40 more people over to Kick. We will be number 1 in the trading category. Sweet. How was your weekend, Rips? It was amazing. Got to hang out with one of my favorite designers, Mike Amiri. Got to get custom stuff and one-of-ones. Was very fun. Took my wife out on Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. It was nice. What do you think of the Tesla pump? It's because of Elon's filings of 500 million shares now. Crazy. Do firms have to close previous contracts before rolling? Yeah. I mean, if you want them to expire in cash, sure, go for it. But probably better to roll, right? 4 minutes away now. 4 minutes away. 4 minutes till bang time, baby. What will happen? Nobody knows. Anything can happen today. We got 24,200 with very few contracts to the north side there. Three-month bill auction any good? No, it's too short term for it to really matter. 3 and 6 month bill. Not going to be all that important, to be honest. Not much happening there. You know Mr. Amiri? Yes. Day 1, baby. Day 1. All right, inside 3 minutes now. Inside 3 minutes until the market opens. Probably get some crazy movement. What I'm watching to see is over in equities, do Microsoft, Meta, and Nvidia find some recovery here and start pushing to the north side? Microsoft has a breakout above 514. Nvidia has a breakout above 178. Meta priming for a breakout above 760. And Tesla is going to be interesting to watch if people are going to take profits on these calls, because monthlies expire this week on Friday. Debating selling my January 330 calls on Tesla. They'll be deep in the money. Yeah, I mean, what's the rush, baby? Why don't you just hold them until Tesla's trading 500? You know? What's the rush, dog? All right, we're getting an early push up, creating new all-time highs on both the NASDAQ and the S&Ps here. Code RIP's not working on the 50K account on Tradeify. All you have to do is use an incognito browser. Just use an incognito browser for that to work if you're having issues. 90 seconds now. 90 seconds till Boomtown. Clapping shorts quick before open, yeah. Definitely. All right, YouTubers, thanks for tuning in today. I'll see y'all over on Kick. Thanks for tuning in, YouTubers. I'm going to stay live on Kick. See you tomorrow, YouTubers.